This is the homework for 394, 395 A and B, and 398 A and B. In problem 394, for the equations you need to solve for x. You have 3x minus 7 equals 3x plus 1. We need to isolate the variable, so we need to get the x's to one side. So we're going to do the inverse property of addition is subtraction. Subtract 3x from both sides. And we end up with negative 7 equals 1. That's not true. So this would have no solution. In B, we need to get the variable to the side that has the greater value, which would be negative 2x. So we're going to add 4x to both sides. Inverse property of subtraction is addition. And then we end up with 2x minus 5 equals 2. Still don't have the variable by itself. So we need the inverse property of subtraction, which is addition. Add 5 to both sides. And we end up with 2x equals 7. This is multiplication. Inverse property of multiplication is division, so we divide both sides by 2. That gives us the giant 1, which is the identity property of multiplication. 1 multiplied by x is x, and x equals 7 halves. X equals 3 and 1/2, or 5/10, which is true. So this is the only value that could make this equation true. So there's one solution. In C, we need to combine like terms first. X plus x, 2x is 3x. Then we need to bring the variable to one side, subtract 3x from both sides, and we end up with 2 equals 2. That is true. So that's infinitely many solutions. Here, I also show if you were to subtract 2x from both sides. So I'm just taking this equation and showing an alternate way of solving it. And you end up with 3x equals 3x. Divide both sides by 3 and you get x equals x. And you can clearly see why it's infinitely many solutions, because no matter what I put on the left side, if x is 1,000,000, the right side's going to be 1,000,000. If x is negative 4, the right side will be negative 4. So infinitely many solutions. If the left side, if you have the same terms on the left side as you do on the right side, infinitely many solutions, or all numbers. For D, first we have to distribute this negative. Opposite of positive x, negative x. Opposite of a negative 2, positive 2. Get the variable over to one side, so we're going to subtract x from both sides. Now we have negative 2x plus 2 equals positive 2. Add 2 to both sides. We get negative 2x equals 0. Divide both sides by negative 2, and we get x equals 0, which would give us one solution. In problem 395, we need to evaluate the expression for the given values. So if x equals negative 6, we substitute that in for x, and you have it here. I always put parentheses around my variable, so I know that x is negative 6. And now we have 30 minus 2 multiplied by negative 6. Follow the order of operations. Negative 2 multiplied by negative 6 is positive 12. 30 plus 12 is 42. For B, when x equals negative 3, we have x squared. And remember, x squared is x multiplied by x, not 2 multiplied by x. So again, I put parentheses around it, and I substitute x with negative 3. So there's negative 3 squared plus 2 times x. So 2 multiplied by negative 3. Follow the order of operations. So we have negative 3 squared, which is negative 3 multiplied by negative 3. Negative multiplied by negative is a positive, so that's positive 9. 2 multiplied by negative 3 is negative 6, because a positive multiplied by negative is a negative. And now we have 9 minus 6 equals 3. In problem 398, we need to simplify each expression. We have 5/4 divided by 7/16. We need to take the reciprocal of the second term. 7/16 is 16/7. And now the operation is multiplication. You want to first look to see if you can simplify it by cross-canceling. So if we look at 4 and 16, we can divide both of those by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 16 divided by 4 is 4. And now we multiply straight across. We multiply the numerators. 5 multiplied by 4 equals 20. 1 multiplied by 7 is 7. This is an improper fraction. We write it as a mixed number. 20 divided by 7 gives you 2 6/7. For part B, we have a negative 10/13 multiplied by 5/11. Can't simplify this by cross-canceling, so we just multiply straight across. Negative 10 multiplied by 5 equals negative 50. 13 multiplied by 11 is 143. And that cannot be simplified. That's in its simplest form.